Hello everyone and welcome to Frontier Unlocked. It is March and it's our second show of the year. I'm Arthur, one of the community team here at Frontier, and we're talking through all things Frontier-based games related. So welcome all to chat. I can see your chat is over there. So hello everyone for joining us. Thank you. I've seen some people from all around the world. If I'm looking to my left, I've given it away. I've got guests on the sofa chat. Sorry, I've got a faux pas there, but there are some guests sitting on the sofa waiting. But hello everyone from around the world. We saw someone from Arizona, I think we saw someone from, and anywhere else, if you're around the world, please let me know where you are. Chat is going really quickly. Estan Wolf, I saw that from YouTube throwing through Twitch. I've got someone there from Osric. Hello, Osric. Hello to all the mods as well that are in chat. Thank you for your support. Lara Sora, I'm gonna butcher these names. Hello from Australia. I'm not going to do any accents, by the way. I get into a lot of trouble when I try doing accents, so I'm not doing any accents. Efeus, hello. Random Planko, hello. There's a lot of people there, so the chat is now going really, really quickly. So thank you so much for joining us. This is, like I say, it's our monthly show. We've got a few things coming up on today's show. We're going to be talking about Planet Coaster 2, what's been and what's coming in the next update, and maybe something, maybe a little hint of what's coming after that. We're going to talk about Planet Zoo on console and on PC, and of course I'll be talking to the wonderful Zach about Elite Dangerous. On top of all that, we've got a giveaway. So we also have a wonderful giveaway, which I'll talk about more in a little while. Now, there is a little bit of housekeeping. We have got some drops available, as we always do. You're going to see these on screen right now. And they are for Gelato Bros themed for Planet Coaster 2. But these are a bit special. So these drops are available to anybody who is streaming Planet Coaster 2. So if you're streaming Planet Coaster 2, your viewers will be eligible to win these drops or be awarded these drops. I actually don't know what the correct terminology is, chat, because I'm old. But basically, it's a wider campaign for everyone to be able to take part in. So it takes 2 hours to earn all 4 of these items. So 30 minutes per item, and that time does stack amongst whatever channel you're watching. So it's live now. So for however long this show goes, obviously it won't go for 2 hours, so you won't get all 4. But you'll accumulate an amount of time and a number of drops by the end of this show. And whatever's remaining, you can just watch any other creator that is streaming Planet Coaster 2 and you can get those drops. So that's really cool and something we're probably going to do a little bit more of. Right. Okay, so now we're going to go into our guests who I've ruined the surprise because they're here. But, you know, they're regulars now. So welcome back. The incredibly wonderful and the amazingly awesome, it's Rich and Adam.
Hello. Thank you.
Hello.
I thought we were on camera when you went, oh my God. I was sitting here looking at my nails, suddenly thinking, oh, am I on? Crikey,
Also,
so you got me
as
as
I
well.
introed you there, I did like a children's TV host. It's the amazing, wonderful Rich and Adam.
It's a hell of a I'll take that as an introduction.
Good introduce was.
Yeah, well look, thank you so much again for joining us live on the sofa.
Here.
So great.
You guys and the whole team have been incredibly busy all year and before, and you're still going.
Just keep going. Yep.
I guess let's start off with what's just happened. So we just had update 3, which was a big old update, and it has landed, pun intended, very well. So what was in update 3? Can we have a little refresher?
Yeah, so in update 3, we did a lot of work on the flumes and the visuals of those flumes. As we spoke about on the couch last month, we've had the round bottoms on the flumes now, so we've had that curvature, and as reaction to that, we've also had the deformation to the rafts as well. So those inner tubes and the rafts will now conform to that round bottom. We've also got gas jettisoning off flumes if they're too high on the G-forces. And just kind of that kind of improvements on flumes and the water slides in general. We've got a lot of other things in update 3, as well as that Western theme.
The Western theme, yes, that's gone down very, very well.
Adam's rootin' tootin'.
My rootin' tootin' Wild West theme.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying seeing what's coming out of that.
Yeah, and we'll look at some of the bits in a second. But just on the Wild West theme, I know that we had some questions about some of the animatronics that weren't in it. There was like 4 animatronics, I think, and some dynamite. Yeah. A bit like, why isn't it on there? But just actually look behind, a little bit of a peek behind the curtain about why things are a bit more complicated than that. We had to just double check that things were still in line with ESRB ratings as such, because things change over time. And I think it's been 8 years since playing Co 1 or something like that. Yeah. So we just wanted to make sure they were right. And we're pleased to say they are right. And so those 4 animatronics and the dynamite will be coming back for update 4. So not long to wait.
They'll be coming.
Yeah, so they'll be coming back in. So that's cool. But I think we're going to look at some of the blueprints because you mentioned
I better get the keyboard out.
what you've been looking at. And I think what we've done now is we've picked 2 creators who've made 2 really cool blueprints. So we'll have a look at these on screen now. So one we're looking at here is the masonry. This has been made by Mayday Everyday, which is great. Now, we'll talk through these in a second, but just a little bit of housekeeping on this. If you search Gold Rush, because the wonderful community team at Frontier run a competition, A lot of creators have made some incredible content. If you want to see this and the other blueprint we're going to show you in a second, along with tons of others, please go and just type in Gold Rush into the workshop and you're going to see a load of this sort of creation. So, back to this. This is the masonry. So, talk me through what we're looking at here. What your thoughts when you saw this?
Should we ride it?
I love it. I think it's a great use of the different scenery pieces, that nice verticality of the masonry building and the coaster itself.
Oh,
It's
I keep
terrifying.
Sorry.
I am not going anywhere near this in real life.
Yeah.
I would ride it.
Because I get motion sick
100%.
and I'm afraid of heights, and that hold is the worst of me.
Perfect. That's the bit. That's the bit.
This is dichotomy of man. There are two wolves inside of you with coasters. You have Adam or you have a Rich.
Oh, and that was us on the coaster. That was basically me and you on the coaster. And I love all the moving parts as well on the coaster. There's the cog that's spinning at the front, and all this has been and obviously the Western theme and stuff like that. But this is a really, really cool coaster. I am with you on this one. I would not be going on this ride. You went on that high pitch. Was it how many times in a row?
7 times. I'm very proud of that.
You should be.
I'm very proud of it.
There's some
7
sort of
times in a
record.
row, non-stop. I didn't get off once.
Yeah. No. So this is a really, really cool piece. Also, I love the way it's built around this really cool structure. I'd be ducking there. I'd be ducking.
I would be ducking. That's
but
the one thing I do feel very much on coasters. I feel really close to any rail that I go underneath.
Yeah.
It's all part of the fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you say fun.
For me, it's all part of the fun.
Yeah, it's part of the rush.
It's all part
of the Gold Rush.
Gold Rush.
There we go.
Yeah,
There
it
you
was
go.
a really good
nice.
challenge that the community team ran. There was so many great submissions to that. It's been great to see all those new blueprints coming in.
Yeah.
It's very compact as well. It's a nice small footprint on this one.
I was going to say, if you want to add this to your park and stuff like that,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah, to
very,
get
very
around.
useful to have.
Yeah.
But again, as you're adding more stuff into the game, and obviously the returning classic thing, we're just seeing more and more of this stuff come out. So it's really cool to see. But that's not all. We've got another one to showcase. This is there we go. This one here is Gold Rush by Risen. So there we go. There's another ride here that's been plonked in, and this is just I'm not sure how long this is. When did update 3 go live? It's only been like a week, hasn't it?
It has been 6 days.
Yeah, 6 days.
6 days.
This
Yeah,
sort
it
of
was
stuff's been
last
great. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been great to see in that short period of time what people have been doing with the new theme assets.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame really. If this show had been a week ago, we'd be talking about the updates coming tomorrow. But I'm not that upset because it now means we've got to make you talk about what comes next. So that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. So it's kind of, what do you call, is it a town? Is it called a town?
I would say it's probably like a corral.
You mean like the OK Corral?
I'd say it's better than okay.
Hey!
Adam Woods.
Right, sorry chat, sorry. We are
all good.
literally on a mission here to do as many puns as we possibly can.
That's what we
today.
do.
I'm a dad. I'm a pun dad. I can't help it. I
We'll
love
bring
it.
updates for Planet Coaster 2 and the puns. That's what we do.
We'll get our coats. But this is again another great idea of like the use of the terrain and the scenery pieces that we got in here. It's really cool to see how much has been done already. Like I say, 6 days this has been out,
6
and
days.
already we're seeing like a phenomenal amount of stuff go through the workshop. So again, search Gold Rush. Obviously, please check out these 2 creators, show them some love, uprate their stuff on the workshop. It really deserves it for the effort. But there's plenty of other people in there doing stuff. So get in there, check it out. It's really, really cool. But I'm going to have to drag you away from update 3.
It's in the past.
To the past
It's in
now.
the mirror.
And now we must look and gaze upon the future to update 4. So
Update 4.
we touched on the last show restaurants.
That's
that,
right.
That were coming back. So do you want to talk a little bit about the restaurants?
That's right, we're bringing restaurants to Planet Coaster 2, so you have the ability to put down restaurant kitchens and then connect up tables and build nice little eating areas for your guests. And we're going to use a live version of the game. It's work in progress.
Still hot off the press.
We're still working on it,
Yep.
trying to get it ready for release for next month. And we're going to demo what we've been working on. So
And I know you put the work in progress, but I do want to stress this is literally a working build. So there's stuff in here. If they'll go wrong, you see things that are a bit
This is a
weird.
full-on development build.
This is a development build.
Yeah,
This
This is fresh out of the
may
oven.
not be wholly reflective of what will be delivered to players as part of Update 4, but is, say, work in progress. So it's something we want to go through. So, Adam, restaurant kitchens.
What I have here is a blueprint that was made by our art director, Dean, who has put a lovely little restaurant together. I've taken some bits out because I'm going to walk you through the kind of process of how you put it all together, connect everything up, and then have this restaurant. This blueprint will be provided in Update 4 as well. And we're looking at perhaps providing some other themed blueprints as well.
Cool.
So look out for them. It'll be nice and easy just to plonk it down in your park, and you can get on with it. Or, of course, you can
handcraft it.
handcraft it from the very beginning. So if I go to custom and then the new restaurants tab, we now have our new restaurant kitchen. And Eagle Eye viewers will notice there's a lovely little square.
I did wonder why there was a patch of grass in the restaurant.
Yeah, still shows you the direction that the guests will want to queue up to purchase and take away their food. So I plonk that down. I've said plonk twice now. I'm not going to say it a third time.
Would you like some wine? Is that what it is?
Whilst he's dealing with the kitchens are grid based as well, so you have the ability to use them as a starting point to use the walls and the floors and whatever to build from nice and easily if you want to.
If you want to, you can obviously free place around it as always. Then I have to connect some tables, and as I said, I've got the blueprint, which when you place it, everything will be connected, but I've disconnected it so that I can show you how you then connect them up. So it's very easy. You just click on connect tables, select them all, confirm, and now they're all connected. And you can see all the booths and tables that I've already connected there.
Yeah.
I can disconnect anything if I want to. This reserves those tables exclusively for people purchasing food at the restaurants.
Right.
Just like in real life. You're not allowed to rock up to Nando's and eat your cheese and pickle
Only
sandwich.
Only food purchased
on the premises.
on the premises can be used in the tables.
So you link it up. No one else can use those tables, but you can use these tables in the other parts of your park if you want to.
Right.
As a sort of standard booth.
So if you have an open plaza of path and you want to use the new dining booth or the new dining table they've added as part of the restaurants as just things for your guests to use, they will be able to use that.
And there's another way to place and connect tables. I've got another option here, which is adding tables. What happens here is I go straight to the browser, filter down to the tables that work with the restaurants. And then if I place them through this, they'll automatically be connected to that kitchen. So I don't have to go back and reconnect.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we're trying to cater for both routes, which is you're building it up from fresh and you're placing tables down, connect them up automatically, or you're placing it and you've already got tables that you want to then add into it. You can also do that. So
cool.
Both ways.
Nice.
These have the ability to change colour as well. We always like this nice blue pink aesthetic that the tables have got, but you've got the ability to change the colours.
A little bit more capacity then to the restaurant.
So now I have 11 of 11 tables, not 9, because I've just added them in and I didn't connect them up. That was just all done automatically. And then guests will come in. Once I've opened this up, a vendor turns up, they're able to serve the guests, and the guests navigate over to the tables. So we've based it on Planet Zoo, but it's a few enhancements from Planet Zoo. They used to go and then sort of snap to the table. Here, they actually freely navigate, so you can start to build ever more creative and ever more interesting restaurants.
So you get a nice visual of people grabbing their food on a tray, and off they mill to the table. Nice example.
Which we have.
I was going to say that is a wonderful segue.
As always, with the blue Peterness, I have here in a park that was not built by me. It was built by the wonderful Rich Hudson. I'm not going to take any work from that. We have our Western themed area of this park. We have our steakhouse here, which has been turned into a restaurant. So we have our tables.
The piano, of course, there's a piano.
Some pianos, and we've come at the wrong time. We've come outside the lunch rush. No one's actually using it, but if they would,
I think, it's a bit
over here by the kitchen, and then they'll traverse over.
But this is quite. But it gives you an idea, though, of again of like just how you can take this concept and then absolutely swap it around to where you want to be. But I think producer Adams, actually, what he's doing now is he's putting on some footage that Rich captured earlier on for us there. So here we have the wonderful Chief Beef. Ushering in some very hungry patrons to the bar. But again, as we said, the one we were just showing on screen there, obviously we are showing development build, so we are expecting it not to be perfect.
So the great thing about restaurants in Planet Coaster, because we're combining it with the PAT system, you can now build those multi-floor restaurants, have your counter at the bottom, and then use the PAT systems to create your second tier, put your tables on there, and your guests will walk up your PATs onto your tables.
And again, honestly, I love all this stuff, and I love how creative our community is going to be. So I can't wait to see what restaurants hit the workshop. And this is the other thing I love about Planet Coaster, and in fact, a lot of our Planet series. But it's just that I'm not the greatest at creating something, but I know what I want, and I'll just type it in and go to the workshop. And right, I need this. I need a Western themed restaurant. Bam, there's one. Stick it in my park, and then I'm happy. So cool.
Real nice.
There's new food items, and they'll cater to your guests and make sure you've got the right extras on the concessions to make sure they're appealing to different guest tolerances as well. So there's an extra management aspect in the food that they're selling to your guests.
Yeah. So it's not just making it look pretty, although it is important. I like things that look pretty. All right. I think we should move on from this part now, because there's something we weren't sure we were going to talk about today, but we are going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it. Yeah.
We've got a pool here. What are we going to do with it?
We are going to change the colour
Change the colour.
of the water in the
Change
pool.
the colour of the water.
So we're adding in update 4 the ability for you to use a colour picker and change the colour of your swimming pools. So as Adam's going to here,
Change it.
we've added 2 sliders to support that as well. One of them is labelled here as water clarity, but as Adam and I were talking about, this is in development today. We were talking about how that should be described. Is that clear enough? Is that a term? So water clarity is describing how clear the water is.
Yeah.
And if water is 100% clear and you change the colour, you can't see it because it's always clear. So it's there to allow you to have that fidelity of how unclear you want your water to be. So you can see the colour that you're changing. We've also adding the ability for you to adjust the brightness of the lighting around the edging of the pools. We saw some great feedback of people wanting that as an ability. And we thought whilst we're adding this ability to change the colour of the water, we'll add that as well.
Cool. And just
I made that sound really easy then. Like, whilst we're in there, we'll just add that.
Just to address it, I saw this comment fly past there saying about very synchronised. I just want to point out again, all that footage you just saw about the restaurants is captured from a development build. It's not final at all. So you may have noticed some clippings, some other bits going on there. That is literally because of development build. So that is all just showing an early, very, very, very early look at some of the restaurant work in Update 4 that you're seeing. And again, we just mentioned it here. We're talking about colouring the water. We will be able to colour the towels, but we can't do it right now.
That's right. Yeah. As well as changing the colour of the water, you'll be able to change the colour of the tiles that appear at the bottom of your pools. So we're adding that functionality, like the paths. We have certain materials of paths that have the colour options.
The crazy
in them.
paving path is lovely.
So we're adding that as well to some of the tiles, which is why as Adam's been changing these colours, the colour of the pool might not be exactly what the colour pick is because you're seeing the blue from the tiles.
Yes, it's mixing
It's mixing it a bit.
Yeah.
So we're adding the ability for you to change that colour as well of the tile so that you can use both of those.
Yeah, so you might be able to get more vibrant colours, etc.
Or any other crazier combinations. It's up to you.
If anyone wants to have a bright red pool for whatever reason.
For whatever reason you want a bright red pool, you can have a bright red pool.
So if you want to keep that clear water but change that blue tiling, you can have that. You'll have that ability as well. That one is still being worked on, is not ready for demoing as much as this one is, but that is something we are aiming for Update 4 as well.
Yeah. But again, thank you very much as well for showing us stuff that's this early in development. I know you guys are hard at work doing it. I know we always get nervous showing stuff like this, but I think the community will appreciate the fact that we're actually saying, hey, look, this is how the cookies, not cookies made. How are the cookies made? How are the sausages made? I don't know which one sounds worse.
Sausages,
wherever you like.
game.
Yeah, game. I should have said game. I should have said game.
It's all fine.
Right, moving on. Not moving on.
We're not moving on yet, because as
part
of this,
the tiles.
The water shape scenery pieces, which we have seen numerous people use to create fake water. So it's not a swimming pool, but it's not the lake water. It's just a body of water that looks a bit like water, and coasters and blueprints, things like that. We're going to add the ability for you to change the colour of those as well.
Cool.
So it's not always that same blue. If you want to have that extra fidelity of control, and like you can with a lot of the scenery pieces in the game, we're going to add that colour picker as well. So, I can't wait to see people use that in dark rides especially. It's been really great to see that kind of fake water.
And again, things that seem like small changes will make a huge impact. So really, really cool.
It's that thing of like, we give you a tool and it's amazing to see how they take that tool and run with it and just make something incredible. As you can see here with the way Rich has been making this park over the last few months, it's full of amazing things.
So how all the tools come together to support each other. And talking of supports.
What a pathway!
I know, right?
Onto another feature.
I know.
Incredible.
Coaster supports on paths. Sorry, Rich, but me and Adam have had all day to think about these. So
I was thinking about one on the drive home last night. Ready?
You're welcome.
That's how committed I am.
You're welcome, chat. That's what we do.
I'm going to try and compose myself again. That's right. In Update 4, we are adding a new game option to the settings that allows you to turn on coaster supports on paths. So if you would like your coasters to have those supports come down straight onto the path, you can. And then you have, as you already do, the ability to go per track element and go, I don't want these supports. So that's it, basically. It's a very small thing, but again, it will add a lot of
our players are more like this, and I think they'll be very happy with having that.
More control into you as
how you want to do it,
as players and creators as to that visual of, actually, I do want supports here. I appreciate what we were trying to do, not putting them on the path, but I actually want them.
Because then you can cut around the paths if you want to more easily, because you can see where you need to cut and all those sorts of things. So it's flexibility.
Very cool. Very cool. So now we're going to move on. So I think in the last update we added in some extra maps, some base maps from the game into sandbox mode. We're going to continue it on now, right? So this is now adding 3 new maps to sandbox mode, and we've got some B-roll footage that's rolling in the background. There it is.
There
That'll
it
be
is.
the footage. That's that footage I was just talking about.
Yeah, last week, in update 3, we added the tutorial and Act 1
Yes.
Curie templates of the sandbox versions, and in this update we'll be adding Act 2, the natural evolution in this delivery.
Bonus points if you can name the maps.
It's 3 maps. They are Building to Bifrost,
Built by Frost.
The Brothers Swim, and Farmland Fiasco.
There you go.
There you go. Maximum points.
And I tried not to look at the B-roll to remind me.
Like maximum points, but they're all coming in. Again, if you want to have that, if you don't want to spend too much time shaping some of the land, these will come in with some really cool sort of play areas for you to sort of build around and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
that's
it gives a
really
little
cool.
inspiration of, maybe you want to theme it around a farmland or not. You don't have to, but it's a nice way to trigger some more creativity if you want to.
Just utilising that amazing skills of our environment artists and art directors and designers in creating these, as Adam said, the template for you to just be inspired and utilise like something to just kick off some ideas.
Yeah, nice. Right, we've got a couple more things to talk about. Another thing we've been doing on a regular is de-theming some of the coasters, and we've got two more
coming up.
Yep.
We have got the V&N flying coaster,
Right.
which used to have the manta theming to it.
Yep.
As with the previous deliveries of these de-themed coasters, those scenery pieces have been taken out and are available to be placed wherever you want them as well, on the coaster itself or as a piece in the park. And we have also taken the face off of the Manic Mouse, not as brutal as that. So that's now been de-themed. The mouse face is available as a scenery piece as well.
So in the previous one, we could have had the jet fighter car. Now we can have the Manta Mouse.
Manta Mouse, or the mouse, or the that one.
We go with that one.
Yeah, the Manta Mouse.
The Manta Mouse.
Yep.
So there we go. But again, it's great for, we can now start adding these customizable pieces to any coaster they want, or anywhere around the park if they want to use them.
This one especially, because it's not got the mouse's face on it anymore, you've got that curved surface to put on whatever you want without worrying about its face being in the way.
Yeah,
So
you haven't got to cover it now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so that's the 2 rides that are coming back that are de-themed.
Two
De-themed
de-themed coasters.
But we also have a returning ride, do we not?
Of course.
And this has caused quite a bit of conversation between
It'll
us
be
all.
interesting to see how this
chat
one
feel
lands.
about this.
Yeah.
But we're saying this is the scissor.
And I say, because I'm a contrarian on this one, I say the skizzer.
So
Scissor.
Yeah, I'm saying scissor.
I say a hard
Scissor.
C.
Yeah.
But I can't remember, because I worked on the original Planet Coaster, because I was like, oh, it's the skizzer. Whether I started as a joke back then and my brain has just forgotten that.
Well,
Or whether that's actually what I believe, and I don't know anymore.
well, chat will have. Someone's calling it the scrambler. I mean, it's definitely skizzer. No, scissor. Oh, see?
Oh,
he's in my head,
this
chat.
is how it starts.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
It's just
Earlier he said
one.
the sky. Someone said Skyzer. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that
no,
was in a
that's,
weird
that's
place.
going
that's
way,
way
out
too
there.
left field
it's too
for
much.
me.
But this is a wonderful
Scissor.
ride to come back,
But
though,
it
right?
is lovely.
It's
It's a
been
really nice one.
Built based on that original one from the Planet Coaster, but built with the customization, the creative options that we have in Planet Coaster 2 for you to decorate and theme up.
Yeah, I think we were having a chat about you can't the Manta Mouse, having a Manta chase a mouse using the spinny cars with the new de-themed pieces. But that's just because I'm a twisted
You can make a bit of
idiot.
cheese on one of them, have a mouse face on the other one, and
Why not?
have them eternally spinning around chasing each other.
Do what you want.
forever.
Add some trees, add some fire.
Add
That's
trees
standard.
and fire.
Standard.
And then you got Adam Woods'
Seal of approval. That's a
seal of
5-star
approval.
ride
That's
right
a,
there.
That's a 9.8.
That's a
I would say.
9.8. Yeah. Cheese, mouse, fire, trees. If
you
you've got
go.
that in, you're
I
laughing.
can see that on the workshop soon.
All right. Well, look, that's a lot of stuff. So I think, have you anything else to say, or are you done?
I just want to, we are aiming for 22nd of April.
Yes,
for this
actually,
update.
that's a good point. So the 22nd of April, so not that far away. Actually, we're rapidly approaching another month.
Tuesday, April 2nd, 22nd of April.
Yeah. So that's what we're aiming for. So yeah.
I also have just one more thing, and I probably shouldn't do it live on the stream, but I've got a bone to pick with you, because before I came in here, our security guard on the front desk pulled up some CCTV camera images of you
Me?
rummaging around
been
on my
anyone.
PC,
Could have been anyone.
looking at an updated roadmap. So can you
Have
tell
you-
me what that's
is
about?
that where the updated roadmap's gone? Have you got it?
I've got it. Adam, can you put the new updated roadmap on, please?
Unbelievable. Pickpocketing.
Outrageous.
That is-
Hang on a minute. There's some new stuff on here. What's
That's
this?
right. It's another really painful
Pun.
bit between myself and Adam.
I think the only fact that I couldn't say CCTV was the only painful bit there.
So yes, pun and bit aside, we are updating the roadmap to show that we have, as part of update 5 in May, our big feature will be security guards. It's about guest disruption. So your guests will vandalise parts of your park. And they will also, some of the guests, if they are unhappy, become pickpockets, and they will go around your park stealing things from your other guests. You'll need to then hire in a new staff type, the security guard, and you can be able to put down things like CCTV, easy for me to say,
Catch
to help
these pickpockets.
help catch them. So we've been working on that as part of delivery for update 5. So big feature, big addition to Planet Coaster 2 of having your guests have that kind of impact on your park.
And of course, we continue on with the stuff like this. Someone's already called out. What's a trident? It's a
That's right. And slightly earlier than we've done previously, we're going to confirm that the returning ride for update 5 will be the trident, or the trident, or the trid.
Oh, don't start this. I can't be dealing with this. It's definitely a trident. People may notice as well, we sort of straddled workshop sort of changes and tweaks at the bottom there. We're still working that. We know there's a lot of feedback coming in, and as always, like we're sort of going to keep you along with the journey here. So we are still iterating on some ideas, and that's why it's straddled sort of update 4 and 5.
It's
so we're really pushing it into
natural things of making games where you have an aim. If we want to have this ready by this point, but with the workshop editions, it's just a bit more because it's server based. We have cross platforms, a bit more complicated.
Yeah,
we just want to make sure that's in an update when it's ready. So it might be an update 4, might be an update 5. But when it's ready,
we'll get it in there.
We'll let you guys know.
Well, that's great.
I think there's one more thing about 5.
So update 3. Obviously, the Western theme.
Yes.
Amazing. And
we get asked a lot about themes, by the way.
There's no theme part of update 4, but I'm going to confirm that as part of update 5 and onwards, we are laser focused on a new theme. As part
laser
of
focused.
It's not science fiction anymore. It's becoming fact.
We are trying to make it a reality, as Adam says. It's not
right.
So I'm just going to leave that there, and we'll be back.
We'll
inevitably be back.
You will be back.
With
kicking and screaming now. We'll be back. But yes, keep your eyes laser focused on update 5 and beyond for news on returning themes to Planet Coaster 2. Guys, as always, look, it's an absolute pleasure to have you come onto the show. Puns and everything. It's
getting better,
even if it tortures you, Rich, it makes me and Adam very happy.
It makes me incredibly happy.
And
I'm already happy, so it's pretty.
The fact that you're happy makes
strong.
me happy, so I'm fine.
Well, look, we'll probably have you back next month to talk a little bit more about update 4. Maybe show something else. Maybe who knows? We'll see. But as always, thank you so much. And to allow you to get off of the sofa, we're going to play out some Workshop Wonders video. So take a look, chat, and enjoy. There we go. So thanks again to the amazing Rich and Adam for coming in and talking about update 3, 4, and a little bit of a tease about what might be coming in update 5. So it's cool. That's the news on Planet Coaster 2. So but that's not all about our Planet family. So let's talk about Planet Zoo that's on console. Today actually is, bizarrely, the 1-year anniversary of the launch of Planet Zoo on console. So congratulations and celebrations to the wonderful team that worked on bringing that to console. And also congratulations and celebrations to all of our wonderful players playing on console. It's also the launch day of the Oceania and Eurasia pack, which is released today, which is, I think we talked about it on the last show, which brings with it 13 new animals, 200 new scenery pieces. I'm acting like I remember it, chat. I actually have the stats over here. 2 new sceneries. So it's out today. You can take a look at it. And to celebrate, we'll be giving away some wonderful stuff. So we've got all the prizes we talked about today, the competition. They're just here. We've got a keyboard. We've got a vinyl for the Planet Zoo soundtrack. We've got a signed Steve Backshall water bottle. They're very limited. A signed Steve Backshall cap, very limited. A Planet Coaster lunchbox. And also hidden behind here, you can't see it and I can't move because I'm too old, chat. There is a Planet Zoo press kit, which has got like it's got the cozy slippers, it's got the giant water bottle, it's got the lovely water bottle, it's got the really cozy blanket. So that'll be going to one lucky winner, and I might actually start the competition now. So if you want to have a chance to win that, we're going to run it for about 5-10 minutes, probably 5 minutes, I reckon. We do !Zoo console, !Zoo console to give yourself a chance at winning that wonderful, wonderful prize. We have also forgotten about the African leopard, which was I think it was our last anniversary animal that will, for PC players, that will be coming to console players in the next bundle. So not the Oceania Eurasia bundle, but the bundle after that, that African leopard will be coming across as well. So do not fear, it is coming across. But since we've been talking about the Oceania and Eurasia bundle, let's take a look at that trailer. There we go. So that was the Oceania and Eurasia pack, which is out today alongside celebrating our 1-year anniversary for Planet Zoo on console. But that's not all. I saw you, Federico, in the chat. I'm a PC player for Planet Zoo. Well, actually, we do have something for you. Very excited to be able to tease an upcoming animal pack for Planet Zoo PC players, expected on mid-April. I'm not going to tell you the name of the pack. I'm going to show you this wonderful, wonderful artwork, sans the name. Some of you there will have to look at some of the animals that are in there, and you'll be able to name them better than I will. But yeah, have a look at a tease of the key art for an animal pack that is coming to Planet Zoo PC mid-April. Keep an eye on our socials for more information. Good things will come to those of you who wait. So there we go. I saw you, Federico, and the others in there. Have a little look-see, and I hope you're as excited as we are to get that out in your palms mid-April. So there we go. That is us talking about our Planet Zoo, and also talked about Planet Coaster. So there we go. That's the news we have for you there. And then, of course, at the start of the show, I mentioned I sat down with the wonderful Zach to talk about Elite Dangerous, and that was a pre-recorded interview, and we can roll that interview right now. Zach, welcome back once again to the sofa. This is obviously a pre-record because you're a very, very busy man. A lot of stuff going on in Elite Dangerous. So it has been a hot minute, and a lot of stuff's been going on with Trailblazers. Do you want to give us a sort of rundown what's been happening?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously launched about a month and a half ago now.
Yeah, somewhere there, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of activity from our players.
Yeah.
We've had some sort of, ups and downs in terms of as we knew would be with the beta. So I know that we're looking into certain elements around sort of markets, around sort of planetary ports and sort of how that works. So we are sort of investigating that based on players' feedback. Yeah,
I mean, it's been, like you say, it's we are actively listening, which was the reason why we said we're going to pop into beta, right? We knew at a galaxy-wide scale this was going to be a tough thing to test. And we had the issue we had to turn off the contact for a little while.
Yep.
And we turned them back on again.
Yep.
Happy to say they've remained on.
They have remained on, yes.
But we do appreciate everyone's patience going through this. But it is obviously, we'll go on to some stats in a minute because boy, are you using it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate all the feedback and we appreciate your patience, and we're just trying to work with you to make this one of the best features of the game. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I guess talking about stats, should we delve into some? I'm sure numbers. Some of you may have seen these around sort of Galnet if you've been checking that recently. But these are accurate as of Monday, this Monday. So relatively, as fresh as we can make it possible for you guys. Yeah. So I think let's start with the basic one, the amount of claims made. So that number is 42,226.
That's insane.
Yes. So that basically means, I think that boils down to the amount of time somebody has gone to contact and
Yeah.
sort of said, okay, I want this system. Not necessarily finished the whole process, but they've said, yeah, I want that one.
Yeah. Although when you go on, like, a lot of them do manage to do this, right?
Yes. So systems colonized, the number for that is 23,423.
Wow.
So yeah, we've crossed the 20,000 mark now for new systems.
That's huge, and it isn't slowing down because I think when we last looked at it, it was like there was 8,000 systems. And bear in mind that includes a period of time the content was switched off.
Yeah, it was about a week or so. I think, that we were down.
So that is phenomenal.
Yeah, like 20. Just think about it. If you're a player of Elite Dangerous, there are now 23,000 new systems with a outpost or a starport that you can land that were just not there before.
Yeah,
it's just
that's mad. Yeah, that's mad. So, and obviously the team were made up to see players engage with this, and it's very sweet to see like the amount of people that are tweeting us or tweeting each other, because obviously you and I follow the same socials and stuff like that, and just generally in love with the game, doing this particular thing. I've seen people say like, I've never trucked before in my life, and now I'm loving trucking. It's so much fun. Like great, fantastic.
Yeah,
so it's
I mean,
cool.
like we did say a lot of last year that we're always conscious about the different ways that our players engage with Elite. And we know we always hear that people wanted reasons to sort of trade and sort of do that sort of trucking, and now
ta-da!
You have it.
You have it.
So yeah, moving on. The next number to reveal is starports and outposts completed.
Yep.
So this sits at 47,821. So yeah, it looks to me with my basic maths about for every system there's probably 1 or 2 starports or outposts being completed per system.
Yeah.
That kind of checks out, right? I think you would imagine a lot of people are, like we talked about, daisy chaining from one system to another.
I'm remiss to remember, one group's done it. I'm not sure which group it is, but I missed a tweet. It was very late and I saw it, and it was just it was the galaxy map, and it just showed all these systems in a long chain going out, and I was like, yes, this is exactly what I knew would happen. So it's cool.
And I think we found a lot of commanders were initially concerned about that light year range, but we're seeing right now that people are making great progress.
Yeah, feels about right. Feels about right at the minute.
Feels
about
right.
Still looking.
100%, exactly. So obviously keeping that in mind, but right now you guys are doing a great job.
And what about the surface? Are we doing it on planet surfaces?
Yep. So surface installations, there have been 27,227 surface installations completed. So not just in space. You guys are very much busy on the planet side.
Dropping down your settlements and stuff where you want them to be. Yeah, that's cool to see. I think I saw Mr. Turner pop a settlement on top, and I saw the burr pit as well, actually, doing on a giant mountain. They flattened it and put a settlement on top, and I love all that sort of stuff, so keep doing that.
I hope someone's driven an SRV directly off that and then sort of...
I think Alec would have done that. Surely he's done it. Surely, if not, he will be. Yeah.
Next up, total units of cargo delivered. So this is a big number for me to try and read out. 1,505,765,686.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd have just said 1.5 billion, but I mean, that is an incredible amount of materials.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yes.
Huge.
Yeah.
So congratulations to all the truckers out there. You are literally doing the galaxy's work.
Yes.
So well done. Which these you onto the last one really, and I'm not surprised with this, but
yeah. So the most popular type of construction at the minute is the industrial outpost Vulcan. So that's had 5,970 of those constructed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think at the start we saw a lot of people, especially solo commanders, saying, "Okay, I'm going to build a starport because it's cool, right? A Coriolis. It's an iconic Elite." Which is absolutely fair enough. But I think as time has gone on, we've seen players learn that maybe the outposts are the best first step. They're much easier to complete. And then you've sort of gotten rid of that time limit that you gave yourself. And then you can build that Coriolis, as and when.
People love putting down starports, don't they?
Yes.
Even next to neutron stars because they're maniacs.
Yes.
Fun times. But it's great to see. Like it's just for us and the whole team. It's great to see the players have engaged with this. It's been fantastic. So, and we're still looking at it. So, that's good stuff. And then also be remiss to not talk about what's coming very, very soon. We get to that in a moment, but it's the Corsair.
It is the brand new ship, the next ship coming to Elite Dangerous, the first of this year, the Gutamaya Corsair. So last time we showed off some concept art and talked a little bit about what the ship is. As usual, today we've got some in-game footage for you. So producer Adam will put that on the screen while we talk about it.
There she is, going through the. She looks. When I saw this in cut, She looks very predatory, and I know that's kind of maybe the vibe, but just the way it's moving through these ice asteroids and that paint job, it's very, very nice, very, very sleek.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever, if there is a trailer, whatever it looks like. I'm sure it'll be great.
There'll probably be a trailer.
There'll probably be a trailer. But yeah, cool. So for those that missed it maybe last time, tell us a bit about the Corsair. So what type of ship is it?
Yeah, so the Corsair is a medium multi-role ship. So this is made by Gutermeyer, and it kind of fits that last sort of pillar of medium ships that we talked about in the last show. We've had, the Python, the Type 8, and the Mandalay with those sort of medium size gameplay pillars, and now this is the sort of multi-role to sort of finish that off.
Nice. And how does it compare, I guess, is a question everyone's going to ask, like to typical medium ships?
It's
or
better.
Subships.
It's better than a lot of them. So it is a next generation.
Don't write a tagline. That's the tag. It's better than a lot.
It's better than a lot of them. It is very much
the Corsair. It's better than a lot of them.
That's why I work in marketing.
Right. Sold.
So it is a next generation ship.
Yeah.
And as you saw last year, they are, somewhat better.
Yeah. Well, Super Cruise Overdrive is in there as standard, right?
Yeah. And they're these manufacturers have had these years to refine the process and make better and better ships, right? And we're starting to see that come to fruition now. And the Corsair really is a successor to the Clipper, the Imperial Clipper. And it's definitely superior to that original Python as well. So if you really just take what you like about that original Python, it's basically that, but with better firepower, cargo capacity, jump range. So it's a really great all-rounder. Yeah,
nice. So I guess you kind of come summing it up, but what's the unique selling point of this ship?
Well, it is the first medium Gutermeyer ship, so if Gutermeyer is your cup of tea, you've got a nice medium.
Since before, it wasn't before for me because they were too rounded.
Right.
I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah.
We'll come on to that later, but I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah. Very nice. It's also the first medium ship with size 7 thrusters, so it's pretty speedy, it's pretty fast, and it does inherit that low drift flight model from the Clipper. So even if you don't engineer it, it feels like it's on rails, like it's a very, very nice ship to fly.
Handle as well.
Yes.
I said it when I first saw the image, like before I actually saw it in the stats, I said this looks like a ship I'd love to see hooning through canyons and stuff like that, so it'd be very cool to see some of this stuff. Yeah,
and it, like I said, I do want to emphasize it is really suitable for like all pillars of play. Like a lot of the time you have a multi-role and it is a multi-role, right, but it can lean one way up, but the Corsair is very much, it really can.
You covered it there. It's better than the original stock Python, right? And again, that stock Python was very good at pretty much everything, right? So it's just one up from that after so many years.
Yeah.
The Python. We don't got mothballed it, but I mean,
it's still a very nice looking ship. I mean, there is obviously the Python Mark II as well. So
there is, so will you need any kind of ranks? Because I know some of the Imperial ships you need ranks. Some of the Fed ships need ranks. Is this technically an Imperial ship, or is it just a ship made by an Imperial manufacturer?
Correct, yes. It is not an Imperial ship by default, so you will not need any kind of Imperial rank to use the ship. It is very much, like you said, it is made by Gutermeyer. Yes, in the past they have traditionally been manufacturers of Imperial ships, but this one is not that. It's his own thing. Cool,
that's good. I think that'll please a lot of players.
Yeah.
Some nuts and bolts stuff now.
Yeah, here we go.
Talk me through some of the Stataroonies, mate. How many hard points we got?
Okay, so we've got 3 large and 3 medium hard points. All of them are situated within the fuselage to provide optimal hard point convergence. So very nice sort of positioning. You might say that Gutermeyer have learnt from the Clipper, the sort of nacelles combined with the hard points. Maybe not ideal for fixed hard points for our commanders. They've definitely learnt with the Corsair, and you'll find these hard points are really spot on for what you want.
Yeah, nice. And are there any optional internals and stuff that you can have for the ship?
Yeah, so there's 1 each of size 1 to 4, and then there's 3 each of size 5 and 6. So there is a lot of optional internals there. So if you're a exploration player, you're basically going to be able to put on whatever you want.
Yeah. And I guess, does this make a good ship for trade?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a really big cargo space. So the ship has 318 max cargo if you want to maintain a good jump range, but you can also have a shield equipped and still get over, I think, 380 cargo.
And I did miss it off, because Adam has just waved at me and said, I didn't talk about the core internals. You're right, Adam, I didn't. I'm sorry. Can you say about the core internals? Sorry, chat as well.
Yeah, chat will be very angry.
They'll be very angry. Core internals come out now.
Yeah. So it's got a size 7 power plant, size 7 thrusters, as we mentioned, size 5 FSD, size 4 life support, size 7 power distributor, size 6 sensors, and a size 5 fuel tank.
Nice. All right. So we mentioned what makes it potentially good at trade.
Yeah.
You've kind of touched on it, but what makes it good at combat?
Yeah, I mean, it is very much, it's got a really good selection of hard points, like I said. I think it's 3 medium, 3 large. And that convergence and how they all line up is great. With the sort of high boost speed you're going to get, so you can basically chase anyone down. And then obviously you've got that power plant and power distributor that will give you the ability to use all of that, which is important.
And last but not least, exploration. How does it make it?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned canyon runs. The low drift, like sort of flight model that the ship has is going to be great for that. Also, like I said, loads of optional internal space, so you can put whatever nice to have exploration modules you would like on the Corsair. And then if you really want to, the heavy size 7 thrusters can be stripped down a lot to add more jump range. So you've got really quite a lot of flexibility there for exploration players.
I think we touched this the last show, but just to confirm, it's not a solo experience. There's room for one more pilot, right?
Correct,
Or one more commander, rather?
So there's room for 2 commanders in the Corsair.
Cool. And I guess the big question, how long have we got to wait for this beautiful ship?
Yeah, not long. I mean, we said April last month as part of our roadmap reveal. So yeah, the Gutamaya Corsair is due to be available for ARX on the 8th of April 2025.
So, that's like 2 weeks?
Yeah, just less than 2 weeks, I think.
There you go. Less than 2 weeks.
Not long to go.
No, not at all. Well, okay, that's the Corsair.
Yeah.
Great stuff. I think it's also we'll launch with a slew of paint jobs and stuff as well, right?
As usual, we'll have our base version and our Stellar version, which Fusan will show in a minute. Here are some of the paint jobs available as well on day one. You'll see coming up, there's a couple of fan favourites that are going to be available day one.
I think it's the last 2, I think. And well, we'll get these. All look fantastic, by the way. Actually, there's a ruby one that's going to come around in a second. Not ruby, it's like a red tin. Was it this one?
This one, yeah.
I think it's this one. Yeah, this looks so nice.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get. There's a lot actually. There's a lot of stuff coming out, but that's mean.
See.
That looks mean. It reminds me of like a raven.
Yeah.
Here we go. Some lovely ones. They've done a really good job with this as well. That's the one. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I really like this.
Red and silver.
And then
we're getting there.
Don't
worry, chat.
Cool.
Here we go.
That looks amazing, but this one.
Yeah.
Oh, lordy lord. Do you know what it reminds me of the remake Battlestar Galactica? That kind of looks mean. That mean sort of chrome look. That is.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. That would be
And so let's talk as well about the base. This is the base version. As always, we have a base version of our ships if you want to get that one.
Yeah.
And then we have the Stellar Edition, which looks a little bit like this. So you
Slight
might notice
difference there at the front.
Bit of a difference, yeah. So the ship kit here, very much. We heard a lot of feedback about the front of the Corsair. Some of you loved it.
I did.
Some
I'm
of
Team
you
Beak.
don't. Yeah.
Team Beak.
Team Beak versus Team No Beak. Some of you didn't like it as much. And so the Stellar Edition has this ship kit that will be available day one separately if you'd like it. And you might also have a bit of a sort of Imperial hint for the paint job there as well. So any of you Imperial players, don't worry, you can very much make the Gutamaya Corsair fit that sort of Imperial feel if you've had that in the past.
Yeah, and we had a bit of a play around with the ship kits ourselves, didn't we, to represent our own sort of fit. And I'm very much, I think, I'm not sure which way to put this on, but producer Adam will work this through. But I was very much Team Beak, and I've gone with the big spoiler across the back and the 2 little, I call them nodules on the nacelles. Nodules on the nacelles. Try saying that after a few drinks. And that's very much my style. So I really do like, I generally do like the angular look of the beak. That's the one thing that puts me off most of Gutamaya stuff.
Right.
And your version?
So I went with a red and white paint job. It's my favourite colour scheme on pretty much every ship. And then I went for the sort of version that you saw in the Stellar Edition there, the sort of more rounded front to maybe fit a bit more into the traditional Gutamaya look. And then literally I think I went for the opposite. Almost like we literally didn't plan this, but I think I chose the opposite ship kits for you. So the spoiler I've got is it's like the sort of 2 prongs at the back rather than the one that goes across. So there's lots of options, like a combination of paint jobs, different ship kit pieces, and then obviously in the future there will likely be more as well. So you can play around this and make it exactly how you want.
Yeah, but I would like to hear Team Beak or No Beak. I think we've moved on from the crate. Like my issue with the crate is gone.
Okay.
It's gone now. It's the Team Beak or No Beak. I'm fully in Team Beak. Zach, I think that's everything we have today. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think there's one more sort of smaller thing for Future Arthur to talk about, so we'll pass back to Future Arthur.
All right. Well, thanks, Zach, and I'll know in a minute. See you in a second, Arthur. Thanks, past me, and thanks, past Zach. That was great to see all the love there for the Corsair. I'm firmly Team Beak. Team Beak all the way. Very, very curious to see what everyone's going to be saying there. Also, a wonderful look at some of the new skins. Chrome, Chef's Kiss. Looks incredible. Look, before we go on, just announce the winner for the competition. Congratulations to Nature's Compendium. All of that swag we talked about is on its way to you very shortly. Look out for an official whisper or DM, whatever it is on Twitch. From us, and get your details over and we'll get this stuff sent out to you. Also, what Zach was alluding to was the bobbleheads, but some of you already noticed the bobbleheads are now live. So in the store right now, there are some new bobbleheads that have come in. There's some cargo containers. There's a wonderful little Type 8 and a Python Mark II for those who so desire. I think the Type 8 and the Python have lights on them as well, and everyone loves things that light up. So they are in the store right now. So if you don't go have a look, go and have a little look at those bobbleheads. They are there for your desire and your wants. Right, everybody, it's been another wonderful show filled with a load of wonderful guests. We looked at what's been and coming in Planet Coaster 2. So we looked at Update 3 of the Flumes and wonderful builds really coming through the Western. We looked at what's coming in Update 4, restaurants and the kind of pools, supports on pathing. We also had a little bit of a look at what might be coming with some classic themes returning. As we said before, keep a laser focus on Update 5 and beyond. We also looked at what's coming from Planet Zoo. The Oceania Eurasia Pack has launched obviously today. It's 1 year celebration for Zoo on console. And we also teased the key art. Should we have a little tease of that key art again? For the next animal pack that's coming to Zoo on PC mid-April. And then of course you've just watched me chat to Zach about Elite Dangerous. All the wonderful things you've all been doing, colonising the galaxy and adding into all those systems. And you're not stopping. You're just not stopping, as I knew you wouldn't. So excited for you all. And the Corsair, of course, arriving very, very soon, only a matter of weeks away. So join us on the next show. It's Wednesday, April 30th, 6 p.m. UK time. I know clocks are changing around the world, but I do not have the mental capacity to work out those changes. So just 6 p.m. UK time, April 30th. I'll be there and I'll see you then. Mwah! Bye, everyone.